let us understand the various report options we have on Power BI service. And if you remember in the previous videos, we have already created this entire report and we have published the same onto Power BI service. Now, I have published the same onto my workspace, and when we go over there online and in this interface, if we go into my workspace over here, you will notice that I am having lot many options here to choose from, lot many content I have posted so far. Do not worry, you may not be having all these things. You may be having only one report that we have created and published. Absolutely fine. We are going to work on that only. So let me simply search for here. I have just named that, remember, as AW report final. This is the one. You may be seeing two components here because you have actually published the report only, but you can also see the data set. This is the cached data, so that this report works absolutely fine. So how to access this report? You can simply click on this report and now you'll be able to see the entire report. You are into the report right now. Okay, so here you go and you can see the entire report. Let it just process, and once it will process, you will also notice all the sheets which we have created. Like if I go to the natural language query NLQ page, I can see that page itself, the entire page, or maybe key influencer, or maybe decomposition tree. Everything that we have created over there is now online onto Power BI service. That's great news, right? Which we have seen over there in the previous videos. I'm here to talk about few important things, the entire options that we have available with the report. It means what you can actually do with the report. Remember, as I have discussed in the previous video, that my workspace is your personal folder over online environment. Okay, you can't share that a folder with someone, but definitely you can share the content of this with someone, but it is not recommended. Try to publish the content which you would like to share onto the workspaces rather than from my workspace. It's just a recommendation. Now, let me just go into the file tab. You're going to see all these options one by one. When we go to the file tab, you can actually save a copy of the same. I'm going to use only those options which are going to be relevant for you. I'm not going to use those options which are self-explanatory here, right? So you can actually save a copy of the same. You can download it as a .pbix file, which we already have with us, this one. So you can also print this page and you can do the basic settings. You can also export it. This is something which is really important. Let me choose one of the options. You can export it in the form of PowerPoint or PDF. You know that these two are static options. It means if you do so, the interactivity won't be there. So in a static form, you can share it with someone. So let me also do it. Let me just simply export it and want to show you that how it looks like. And also there is an option to export it to analyze in Excel. Let me also use this option. I am willing to show it to you so that you can understand how we can actually use the entire model. You can see this Excel is being downloaded. Let me simply click on this to open it up. And you know, the best part with this option is that you can actually analyze the data, the entire model that we have created, the DEX functions that we have written, everything which we have done so far are accessible into Excel now in the form of a pivot table and pivot chart. So let's see how we can do that. All the fields that we created, all the measures, all the field of the source data, everything you can see as the part of the pivot table. Let it open and we're going to use the same over here. And okay, so it's coming up. There we go. Let me just open it up over here and it says enable editing. Let me do so. Let me enable the editing and enable the content. Good. And this is the pivot table, right? If you are an Excel user, you know about it already. And look at the model. The moment I expand this model, the entire model, you will notice that it will be showing all the components, all the fields, all the, the measures that we created so far over here to us, so that we can use the same to create an entire report. So there you go. You can see entire list of all the fields which can be accessed from here. right? Let me expand it slightly so you can see everything is familiar to you. You can see the all measures table that we created, everything is there. And let me create something quickly over here. Suppose I want to show category name, I'll drop it into rows, and I also want to show the profit. Remember we created a measure for the same. I'll drop it into values. So you can see it is actually showing me the category name wise profit. And let me also go to the analyze tab here and create a pivot chart. Something I would go for kind of a donut chart. Here it is. And furthermore, I can design it. All those Excel features I believe you already know can be accessed from here. So this way it is coming, not looking good at all. Mixing up the the category labels, so we can adjust it. We can actually turn off the legends, right? And accordingly we can make some more space for this. So all these things can be done using Excel. Okay, so let's go back again over there into our Power BI service environment and talk about few more things. Multiple files, I want to allow it because I was also downloading the PowerPoint over here. So let it open and I'll show you how it looks like. Right, so here we have this presentation which was being downloaded from Power BI service, and let me also put it into this reading view so that we can clearly see this report, how it looks like. And you can see everything over here, and there we have the entire page over here also, and all these pages are there with me, right? The one that we have created so far. So that's how you can actually access this, and you can share it as the hard form. You can't interact with it, right? So that is something which you need to always understand, because if you have downloaded the same into a static format, which is either a PowerPoint or a PDF form. Apart from that, the next option comes in is to share the report. You can actually share this report. This is very interesting. Let me simply click on this report option available, and it will be opening up a pane for me where I can actually start doing something. I can simply put in the email address of the person. Let's say I'll simply put in the email address like this, and I can put in some message over here like AW report. And also there are few options here which we need to understand, which says allow recipients to share your report. So do you want to allow them to further share your report with whom you are sharing or not? You can keep it checked or unchecked. Allow recipient to build new content using the underlying data set. Do you want it? Again, it's your wish. And send an email notification to recipient. So generally on a regular basis, if I talk about in a practical scenario, we keep these two things unchecked, and the last one, which is the email notification, we keep it checked. And the moment you click on share, it will get shared with that person, and the guy will be getting an email notification that this report has been shared with you, right? And the link will be there as the part of that report. So that's the share option over here as a report. Then you can also embed the report into SharePoint online portal or on your website. Now this is something, and also you can embed it to web, which option is not available right now because the organization, right? For example, I'm working for an organization and the admin has restricted me to use that option. That is very risky also, because anyone is having a link of the same, they will be able to access it. But these are pretty secure, because unless they have an access to these portals, they won't be able to do it. So a simple link will be provided by Power BI that you need to put in over there, and look at this link. You can simply put that link over there into your SharePoint website and you are good to go. The report will be accessible over there. And finally, you can also generate a QR code which can be scanned, and through that people can access if they have the authority to do so. So these are the options which we have understood so far: the file option, the export option, and the share option. In the next video, we are going to talk about the rest of the options. Thank you so much.